What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Big Femi Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua plans, if he loses to Usyk, addressed as a backup dancer, remark was made. Okay, Johnny Nelson believes Joshua will retire if he loses to Oleksandr Usyk on August 20th, as he claims AJ is not a backup dancer, while Joshua prepares for his do-or-die rematch with the Ukrainian at the King Abdullah Sports City in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. A lot has been made about what could be next for the Brit if he fails to beat his rival at the second time asking. If AJ overcomes the odds next month, then it is almost certain he will square off against Tyson Fury for the undisputed heavyweight crown. But if he loses, it is less clear. Former cruiserweight champion Nelson has been very vocal about the importance of AJ's next encounter, as now gone on record to suggest that Joshua will not fight again if beaten by Usyk in the second fight. And he says, quote, AJ is no backup dancer. AJ, it's in his DNA. He wants to be the best. Is he happy to be a backup dancer and box on the other undercards? I don't think so, Nelson said. He said, what he decides to do if he loses, that's his shout. But I just don't think it's in his DNA to be that guy that stays in a division knowing he can't beat the best. There are some big fights out there for him, but I'd be surprised. I'm curious to see. Very curious. Those are the words of Johnny Nelson. Let me counterpunch. Well, we've already heard from Eddie Hearn that he's not going to retire. Okay, but is retirement out of the question if he gets beat by Usyk? No, it's not. Why? Because I think it's how he gets beat. If it's in a drug out, exciting fight like a Vladimir Klitschko, Joshua, or a Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3 trilogy, okay, well, people would want to see him again, and then they would understand what he's worth because he brings action. And I think what happened to people and what happened to Joshua, I think people criticized Joshua because even when he lost the first fight of his career, which was against Andy Ruiz, it was exciting at least, because you've seen some oohs and ahs, some, oh shit, what did I just see? You know, we seen him come back, then we seen him get dropped again and then again. So it had you on your toes. So you didn't know what was going to happen from one moment to the next moment. It was exciting, okay? But the rematch really wasn't. It was just him showing Andy Ruiz, yo, I can box you. Better yet, I can outbox you. I don't have to fight you. But people respected the fight in Joshua. You know what I mean? They expected that Arturo Gatti-like mentality that Anthony Joshua had, like how he fought Dillian White and Vladimir Klitschko, for example. So I think it's how he loses. I don't think it's the fact that, well, he's just gonna, if he loses, he's just gonna automatically retire. You know what I mean? And then for another one, and another reason is he's signed this contract to be an advisor and ambassador of the zone. You know what I mean? So he's getting 100 million pounds anyway, so he would be a fool to retire right now. You know what I mean? That wouldn't make any sense. If I know I'd signed a contract, but before even fighting my next fight for $100 million, the zone has to honor it. Unless it's in the contract that it says that they don't. You know, but to my understanding, he's still getting that money regardless. That starts after this fight. You know, so their decision to give or honor a contract against Anthony Joshua, with Anthony Joshua, will be determined based on how he performs. Would it be a good idea or a bad idea? They will know that, I think, but I think they would still have to honor it for at least a year. But who cares? That's $100 million more dollars. No, I'm sorry, 100 million more pounds, not dollars. Correction, pounds. So yeah, if I'm Anthony Joshua, no, I wouldn't retire. I just, I would boast I was a 2-time unified heavyweight champion, and I fought the very best of the fighters that would fight me. And let me tell you all about it, because now I'm a brand ambassador and advisor for DAZN. So I'm making the big bucks. It's just I'm not going to be on the front lines anymore. I'm going to be behind the scenes. Okay, so I think that would be a better thing. But I do agree with Johnny Nelson that Joshua isn't a backup dancer. No, he's not that dude that's, that will consider being not the best. I don't think. So I guess we just have to see if that happens when the time comes. Okay. So if anything, Joshua, though, he's known to be an elite fighter. That's what he's been doing. That's what he boasts and he's more proudful of, that he fought the very best that he could fight. Okay. And he obtained those belts fighting champions. Okay. And he fought champions to get those damn belts, unlike other people. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Johnny Nelson believing that Anthony Joshua will retire if he loses. And let me leave you with this, though, okay? If Joshua loses, if he gets blown out, that would probably, I think people would expect him or want him to retire. If Usyk comes in there and, and changes a gear that we've never seen and goes in there and takes his frustration of this war in the Ukraine out on Joshua's face and takes him out, kind of like Andy Ruiz did without dropping Andy Ruiz, because at least he dropped Andy Ruiz. And if Usyk's able to do that, people would say, okay, he's done. They would want him to be done. So I have to add that in there. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Johnny Nelson once again, thinking that Anthony Joshua will retire. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.